This lesson is entitled, It is Written in the Stars, written by Angelo Di Stefano, narrated by Angelo Di Stefano. Many people have said that our destiny is written in the stars, and it's true. Since time began, humanity has looked to the heavens for answers. When we chose to come to Earth, we became subject to influences of the planets and asteroids, individual soul possessions, a singular purpose, and each of us possess spiritual gifts to manifest in our lifetime. As each cycle of our annual calendar transpires, we take on a whole new set of feelings, emotions, and thoughts. When people take the first step towards a true study of this philosophy, they began an inquiry concerning the spiritual principles of life. The awakening soul is prompted to search deep within themselves to find spiritual answers to age-old questions like, who am I? Some of us may be born poor, others rich, some weak, some strong, some pretty, some not so pretty. The enlightened soul rises above the material illusions that can seem mirrored on every side. The open mind does not The opened mind then goes in search of the answers to these important questions. Who am I? Why am I here? Why have I come to this? The soul in search of universe and universal truth can always find comfort in various ways, sometimes in philosophy, symbolism, or spiritually motivated religions. But no answer comes that entirely satisfies, for the simple reason that the true answers must eventually come from within ourselves. When we became physical spiritual beings, from that time on, we drew our first breath. The sincere student is ready. The spirit teacher is always there. This is universal law. The soul of every human being is immortal. It is a part of the eternal Logos, who is the spiritual essence of all manifested life. This eternal entity is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Each soul manifested began a pilgrimage at birth. This is called human destiny. Eventually, each soul will become a fully self-conscious individual. As Dr. Walter Russell once said, all souls will someday return to their Creator. Until then, theirs is the agony of waiting. An astrological chart can provide the blueprint needed that reveals spiritual potentials within us. Our present stage of evolution is determined after many lives spent in various physical bodies, sowing and reaping for the purpose of experience and evolution. Futuristic souls possessing knowledge of astrology and symbolism will help to mold a future that will create higher standards of judgment, thus creating a whole new set of constructive circumstances. This knowledge will guide and direct future generations to a higher state of evolution that will rise above the physical matter in which humanity has entrapped itself. By using various vehicles we have acquired, humanity will know freedom and accomplishments never thought possible before. Consciously and with set of purpose, humanity may eventually transmute all external forces, thus uniting with the one triune God. Spirit may use these kindred souls for future development in the grand scheme of God's evolution. Our destiny lies within the soul in its upward journey towards self-perfection and reunification with our Creator. When we possess powers like unto the Father in heaven, who sent it forth, then the soul will be open wide to the powers of Spirit. We will be likened unto the Trinity that is all-wise, all-powerful, and all-loving. Each reincarnation marks a step in that glorious evolution towards true spiritual freedom. If the fact of reincarnation should be doubted, the following questions should be asked. Is it not reasonable to believe a soul requires many earth lives in order to learn all the lessons that are needed to become a well-rounded being? No person who has ever carefully pondered the matter of reincarnation could deny the fact that all we possess could not be obtained in just one short life. How many times do we see young children who possess talent to play a musical instrument or sing like they have done in hundreds of years? In no other system of thought is the problem so reasonable in answering as it is true, known under the title of astrology. The sun, moon, and planets in no other system of thought is the problem so reasonably answered as it is known under the title of astrology. The sun, moon, and planets are symbols conveying ideas to those minds able to appreciate what they mean. The symbols connected with astrology constitute the most simple and beautiful imaginary promptings to life that we could ever hope to perceive. These symbols have been preserved messages of life from the very beginning of our solar system. These systems bear the truth of humanity's past, present, and their future. The sun is the body of energy that governs the solar system. Therefore, it is the symbol of life and light, and is the actual source of all vitality, heat, and motion. The planets are the reflectors of the creative spirits before the throne of power. They are God's messengers and the agents who carry out His will. The zodiac is the medium through which vibrations and energies are transmitted. The vibrations coming from the sun are reflected and modulated by the planets. Astrologers create charts called horoscopes, which map the positions of astrological bodies at certain times, such as when a person is born or a certain event. A circle called the ecliptic illustrates planet positions used in the horoscope. The ecliptic is the plane on which the Earth orbits around the Sun in a year. It is divided into 12 sections called the signs of the zodiac, which include Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Astrologers assign every planet to a sun sign. This depends on where the planet Sun appears within the ecliptic at the specific time of which the horoscope is cast. Each planet represents a basic human consciousness. Each sun sign also represents a set of human characteristics. When astrologers designate a person as a certain sun sign, they are referring to the person's zodiac sign, or the zodiac sign the sun occupied at the time of the person's birth. The horoscope is divided into 12 houses. Each make up the 24-hour period during each of the Earth rotations, once on its axis. Each house deals with certain areas of a person's life, such as marriage, health, intelligence, personality, work, travel, talent, etc. Astrologers make predictions by interpreting the position of astronomical bodies within the sign and houses of the horoscope. Most scientists and astronomers would have everyone believe there is no validity to the subject of astrology. It seems almost impossible to convert an astronomer into an astrologer. Little do they know that astrology is the grandfather of astronomy and all sciences, for it was the first science. A true scientist is one who possesses the mental, spiritual faculties which enable them to appreciate truth wherever found. But many scientists would have you believe that spirituality is non-existent. Perhaps it is for this reason most wish to turn everything possible into a weapon of destruction. The scientific theory is if something cannot be measured, seen, or weighed, it cannot exist. If the mind seeks only concrete proof, they become limited to the material world, therefore not seeing the whole picture. Anyone who could believe that our world and universe was created without direction or purpose possess very little insight and should never be trusted. The real difference between an astronomer and an astrologer mainly is that the astronomer studies the external state of things. The astrologer pays more attention to the internal conditions. The New Age astrologer will have to be unbiased and possess well-developed reasoning, coupled with clear perception and a good memory. When these qualities are developed, one can consider themselves to be a competent astrologer. The very word astrology means that one will need these proper requirements, for the word astrology means to reason with the stars. Astro meaning star, logos meaning logic. To become a master astrologer, one must be prepared to take a far-wider view of life. They must supersede that which is of custom and set aside the personal opinions of others. Only those awakening to their true responsibilities in life are likely to become interested in truth principles revealed by the philosophy of astrology. In the 50 years I have been associated with astrology, we've used this knowledge to communicate with hundreds of thousands of people on a spiritual plane. No matter where we travel in the world, we found this knowledge to hold true to everyone we communicated with. It is our hope to promote great interest among people who are sincere about elevating and liberating the consciousness of all humanity. If we know, we grow. If we grow, we glow. Saggio. As our Master Jesus once said, I am the light and the way. I would like to conclude this lesson with a prayer room. It's called Great Invocation of Christ's Light. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light or wisdom stream forth into the minds of men and women around the world. Let Christ's light descend to our Mother Earth. From the Trinity of power, wisdom, and love, let spirit stream forth. May the Son of God free our spirit. From the point where God's original thought exists, let his mighty will manifest within us. Let God's purpose guide the little wills of humanity. I ask this in the name of the threefold flame, or Trinity of God, in the name of the mightiest Father, the wisest Mother, and the Son of universal love. Dedication for the Christian Astrologer. We dedicate this book and works of love to our Creator God, who gave us the ability to manifest this labor of love. Also to all beings of light that want to know and want to grow. To these dedicated souls of love and compassion on a quest for a higher consciousness, to the defenders of truth and liberty who are bold in spirit and will lead humanity into the new age, an age that will inspire enlightenment, truth, universal order, and will manifest a lasting freedom. Our humble thanks to the positive spiritual sources that guided, motivated, illuminated our consciousness in creating this work of metaphysical messages. Remember always, perception is the father of philosophy and science. All human experiences conceivable are directly related to consciousness. All there ever is and all there was consciousness of self, nature, and God, or the higher self. There are few studies that help a soul connect with nature and in the inner self better than Christian astrology. Nature is our closest link to God and love. The laws of nature can be ignored, but human suffering will surely result. Just as an apple cannot grow without a tree, a soul cannot flourish without their Creator God. We would also like to greatly express our appreciation to all the wonderful, patient people over the last 50 years who assisted us in completion of this book. We couldn't have done it without you. May God bless you all with the very best Christ has to offer. This concludes It's Written in the Stars, taken from the Christian Astrology book series.